How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie Book Summary in English. In this time-tested book, Dale Carnegie shows us how to conquer worry and anxiety via engaging stories that reveals helpful lessons and practical frameworks. Carnegie arms you with an array of tools that will help you start living more fully and without the harmful effect of worry. Even though this book was written in 1936, the deceptively simple lesson from this book will help you better navigate the noise of the modern era. Focus on today. Our main business is not to see what lies dimly at a distance but to do what lies clearly at hand. Thinking about what needs to be done in the future can lead to overwhelm and inaction. But if you are focused on what you need to accomplish today, it's much more doable. It will help you to create the future you want one day at a time. A formula to follow. Frameworks for dealing with worry can helpful, especially since worry destroys our ability to concentrate. Without being able to concentrate, not only do we feel worse, but we are less effective. If you have a situation where you are worrying about feelings, follow these 3 steps. Step number 1. Analyze the situation causing you worry to determine the worst possible scenario if you fail. Step number 2. Accept the worst possible case scenario if it is to happen. Step number 3. Focus on trying to improve the situation so that you end up with a better outcome than worst case. Why you should care about worry? The greatest mistake physicians make is that they attempt to cure the body without attempting to cure the mind. Yet the mind and body are one and should not be treated separately. Worry isn't just something that makes you feel a little worse or make it less likely that you can concentrate. It's something that can lead to seriously adverse health effects for your mental, body, and soul. These negative effects can cause much worse situation with your health than whatever it is that worrying about. In short, worrying is not the physical tool, it can take your body. Techniques for analyzing worry. Understand the situation. Whenever you are worrying about something, you need to do 3 things. First, get the fact. And second, analyze the fact. And third one, arrive at a decision and act on the decision. One simple framework for figuring these all out is to follow 4 lines of inquiry. Number 1, write down what you are worrying about. What I am worrying about. Step 2, think about what you can do about it. What can I do about it? 3, decide on what to do. What are you going to do about it? Step number 4, start carrying out the decision. When I am going to start doing it. These frameworks help you to get out of your head. It allows you to quickly understand what's going on, what you can do about it, and to make a decision and start doing what you decided. Solving business problems. Similar to framework above for analyzing your worries, you can use the following 4 questions to solve most of your worry about any business situation. Step number 1. What's the problem? Step number 2. What is the cause of the problem? Step number 3. What are possible situations to the problem? Step number 4. What situation do you suggest? Whenever you are struggling in a business, go through these frameworks. You will feel better and be clear on what you are going to do to start actually solving the problem instead of simply worrying about it. Breaking the worry habits. Use busyness. To conquer worry, you need to understand the worry is a habit. That means it's a habit you can break. One technique for breaking the worry habit is to keep yourself busy. When you are really busy or taken up by action, it's hard to worry. There's a balance here. You don't want to mask underlying problems by just keeping yourself moving all the time, but filling up your days can make it easier to not worry. Don't sweat the small stuff on the improbable. Trivialities are at the bottom of most marital unhappiness. Don't let the little annoyance of problems in life cause you too much worry. You can't eliminate everything that's unpleasant, and the energy expended on worrying about these problems prevent you from focusing on what's important. On a related note, don't get too concerned about things that don't have a high probability of happening. Most sufferers fear sharks, but how likely it is that you will get killed by one? Not that likely. Try to ask yourself honestly, how likely is it that the thing I'm worrying about will occur? Accept the situation. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to change the thing I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We often find ourselves in situations we don't want to be in. Focus on what you can do about the situation rather than on the existence of the source of worry. Know your value. Yes, it's honestly believe that this is one of the greatest secrets of true peace of mind. Believe we could annihilate 50% of all worries at once if we would develop a sort of private gold standard. A gold standard of what things are worth to us in terms of our lives. Get clear on what you value and live by that standard. Hold others to your standard as well. If you have a friend who's always an hour late, say that you are willing to wait up to 10 minutes, but after that you are living that standard that you will communicate and the person can choose to meet it or not. Figure out what you really care about in life and what you are willing to give up to get it. You may find that you are expending a lot of energy on something you don't even want. Cut it if it doesn't align with your values. Cultivating a mental attitude that fosters a peace. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Avoid trying to get even. If selfish people try to make advantage of you, cross them off your list. But don't try to get even. When you are trying to get even, you hurt yourself more than you hurt the other fellow. No one can disturb your mind if you do not let them. Don't waste time thinking about people you don't like. Don't worry about ingratitude. Avoid getting upset about people not showing the level of gratitude that you expect. It's human nature for people to get to be grateful, so if you are expected, they will be. If you are simply be disappointed, if you want to be giving to people or the world, then do it. Don't worry about that being recognized. If it is great, you may feel good about getting that recognition, but don't feel bad if you don't receive it. 90% right and 10% wrong. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud and other saw the stars. Most of the time, about 90% of our lives are going well, while 10% are not going well as we want. We focus and obsess about 10% even if it is about things that we don't care very much about. The best way to start enjoying your life is to focus on what's going on well. You can always try to improve what's not going well, but don't make that the focus of your days. Be grateful for what's going well and for what you don't have. Help others. If you are feeling down, try to spend some time thinking about the world outside of you. Focus on others people and what drives them. Become interested in their stories. See if you can find small ways to help. Bringing joy to someone else often brings joy to you. Conquering worry and criticism. Man is not made to understand life but to believe it and to live it. Consider religious and prayer. Religious and prayer, or the acceptance of something not knowable and greater than yourself, is a good way to stop fretting about all of your troubles. While many modern days people are agnostic or atheist, staying away from the specific or very religious, it is important to remember that you can always accept that there is a piece of life that you will never fully understand. So even if you are not religious, talk to yourself about your worries and your joys, about your hopes and dreams. I feel better by just asking. No one kicks a job done because it gives the kicker a feeling of importance. It often means that you are accomplishing something and are worthy of attention. People don't criticize others who are not doing anything. So if you are receiving some criticism, it likely means that you are doing something that's at least worthy of attention. Don't take criticism so personally. You can't control whether or not you receive negative feedback or unjust criticism, but you can control how you allow these events to impact your mind. Learning not to get worked up when someone says something that it is not positive is a core skill for dealing with a world unjust with which you may get criticized for just and unjust reasons. Keep a full thing I have done list. We all do stupid things. Some people learn from their mistakes and move on. Others obsess about the mistake they have made and never let them go. What path sounds better? One way to begin learning from and accepting your mistake is to keep a full thing I have done list. This list can be simple recording of all the stupid things you have done in your life. You can add to the list even time and look back over the years to see how you are improving. Keeping fatigue at bay. Fatigue often produces worry, or at least it makes you susceptible to worry. Rest and relax. I never stand up when I sit down. I never sit down when I can lie down. Instead of grinding all day, take small breaks from your work. Do things you enjoy. Lay down, go for a walk regularly, take breaks to restore your energy, and you will be able to work longer during the day. Rest also includes finding ways to reduce the impact of your emotions, your energy level. Feeling too many negative emotions can easily drain you. Anger, resentment, and so on are some of the most draining forces around. You could sit all down and do nothing, but if you are angry and resentful, you will be exhausted. There are indifferent tactics that you will work for you, but you have to find ways to relax. Relaxation is the absence of all tension and efforts. Do whatever it is that relaxes you. This could be a few deep breaths. It could be keeping a journal when you are upset. It could be laying on the floor for a few minutes when you are tired. It could be sitting more comfortably in your chair. Do your best to avoid unnecessary strains. as you go about your days, and you will feel better throughout them. Avoid boredom. Boredom is often exhausting. A good way to understand this concept is to imagine time when you are doing something interesting or exciting. Are you tired of fatigue when you are really engaged with your work? Probably not. So find activities that get you excited and you will naturally have more energy. Dealing with insomnia. Sleeping is obviously a critical factor in feeling good. But many people, especially as they develop insomnia, begin to worry constantly about not getting enough sleep. This worry fuels the insomnia and it makes people even more exhausted. So if you can't sleep well, by all means, try different tactics to get better sleep. But if you don't get much sleep or are struggling, don't worry about your lack of sleep. The worry will make you far more exhausted than not sleeping part. It's compound the problem rather than fixing it. If you want more book summaries like this, then subscribe my channel.